name's Phil. I'm the Games Master for the Copper Wars. I also play Gregor the Bear. Welcome to the Copper Wars, Season 1, Episode 7. And we're now going to do the introductions. Stuart.
Hello, I am Stuart. I play Ikor and Kirby, a kobold rogue.
Cool. And I'm going to go to Sheena.
Hi, I'm Wookie. I'm the dwarf trickster cleric, which has just realised that the background is back to front, which works for her. It's fine.
It's okay because where I can see it, everything's the right way around, so that's awesome.
Cool.
And we're going to go to Carmon.
Hello, I'm Carmon. I play Rosa, a human druid scientist person.
Awesome. And we have Jezza, who's having technical issues, but he's still here.
Hey everyone, I am here. Not showing on the Facebook feed, but that's okay. Human fighter, Carswell, who is currently outside the train.
Okay, cool. And we'll go to Kirra.
Hi, I'm Kirra. I play Anais, who is a human bard.
See, that's the first time I've realised what your last name is. Should have realised that. And lastly, last but no means least, Alyce.
I'm Alyce, and I play Song of the River, Tabaxi Druid, who is still using heat metal despite all previous happenings.
Yeah.
Apparently you're playing Song If the River.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no!
Oh, Song If the River what? That's
If the river runs.
There should be a question mark there.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's definitely a thing. So before we get into the action, I just want to say for those watching on YouTube, thank you very much. We have 36 subscribers now on YouTube. And I make this promise. When we get to 50 subscribers, I will do a special one-shot, maybe with some of these lovely people, a bit different to the game we're playing now. And we'll do a special 50 subscriber one-shot. So get your friends and family and even your enemies to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll also do a quick plug for our podcast. We're podcasting these adventures on Spotify and Breaker and Google Podcast and Radio Public and some other ones as well, which I can't remember. So please subscribe, like, follow, do everything you can to spread the word on the podcast and YouTube. Right. Okay. So last week we won a train. And we kind of had a few adventures on the train, and it turns out that we've just kind of pitched up in the middle of a train heist. It would seem some ne'er-do-wells are attempting to hijack the train for the gold that's contained within. We know that when we left the adventure last week, some of that gold had been liberated from the armoured car into some horses' saddlebags. And Gregor, who was previously not with the rest of the group, outside the game, you characters wouldn't know, but he actually knocked out the guards, he knocked out the guards and took over the locomotive. And so when we left it last week, we left you in a sticky situation, which is the best kind, and you heard the rumble and the toot of the train as it starts to make steam to pull away. Fair summary?
On the train!
I should really get you to do this. So it's like I really should kind of like devolve some power and delegate. But anyway, we'll remember that for next time.
I did try and entangle the horses and such, but that did not succeed.
Did not succeed. Some people have taken some pot shots, and I think you've shot back. So, yeah, that's where we left it. So let's pick up there.
I'm getting back on the train because I was kind of in between the carriages.
Okay. And I don't believe we're in initiative order at the moment. So you're not actually in combat as such. So, you can make decisions.
Weren't we being actively shot at?
I think I was still in the mail room with a couple other people. Is that
Yes,
correct?
Yeah, look, from recollection, the mail car is right next to almost where the action is.
Wookie and Timber currently had a hold of Egbert.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah. So Egbert the Wolfkin is currently... Was he charmed?
Tabaxi.
He is friends.
He was friends.
No, it was fast friends
Fast
because we had a
friends.
discussion about this after. There's so many different levels of friends.
Yeah, which that's the one drawback of D&D is that you got one sort of spell that is just about 16 different spells of making friends with people.
Mhm.
So there we go. So currently Egbert is manacled and being fast friendly, whatever that means.
And the train is starting to move, is that correct?
You certainly hear the engine kind of coming to life, steam coming out, and you start to hear a rumble, which would indicate the train is starting to move.
Are there any identifying markers, like a gang logo or anything like that on them?
On what, the horses?
The bandits or the horses that they're riding?
You can roll me an investigation if you wish. Let's do some dice rolling. Pretend it's D&D.
Investigation? 16.
You can't really see anything that would indicate a gang or any sort of organisation.
Yeah.
How many of the horses have gold in sacks on them at the moment?
I'm going to say 4.
Gold's a metal song, do your thing.
Oh my god, as the horses burst into flames.
I think Rosa might do that, but Song actually likes animals, so...
And to be fair, just to be clear, you can't actually see the gold because it's in saddlebags, and so there's a flap that goes over the top.
Yes, and I'm out of spell slots required to cast heat metal anyway, so...
Right, one of my mages is out of spell slots. This is going to get fun.
I've got spell slots. Not
Shh,
those.
don't tell him.
You've given it away.
All right, so there's 4 horses that have gold in their bags that we've noticed.
I think that's probably doing you a solid because I'm not sure you would have been studying how many had gold in their bags, but
I was out there watching them for quite a while everybody else was beating up and trying to make friends simultaneously with what's his face.
yeah, okay. As I say, I'll allow it.
I started nice, and then frustration took over a little.
Yeah, that's fair enough. All I'm saying as the GM is that, in the middle of a bank heist where people have got weapons and the bad guys are doing bad guy things, you're not really going to be standing out there paying close attention without being spotted and being shot. That's all.
Cool. Can I use mold earth to excavate the ground underneath one of the horses that has gold and move it 5 feet away?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Explain the spell to me.
So you can choose a portion of dirt or stone that you can see within range and fits within a 5-foot cube. And the excavating it is if you target an area of loose earth, you can instantaneously excavate it, move it along the ground, and deposit it up to 5 feet away. This movement doesn't have enough force to cause damage.
I feel like you're going to mangle a horse leg.
So you're
Well, that's
basically...
kind of the intention.
To be clear, what you're trying to do is excavate a 5-foot cube underneath one of the horses.
Yes.
Okay. Yep, you can do that.
All right,
Cool.
horses.
The horse stumble or fall over?
The horse is now in a 5-foot cube shaped hole.
It says
Very
nay.
horse.
No. And there's presumably the dirt appears somewhere. Do you say of your choice?
Yeah. 5 feet away. I guess I'll deposit it in front of one of the other horses to make a little bit of a blockage.
Yeah. Okay.
Which apparently happens instantaneously, ignoring all laws of physics.
Yeah. Right. And that's why it's magic. Okay.
Yeah, it should cause an implosion or something. But anyway.
So what's going to happen is the rider on that particular horse is going to he's going to shoot you basically. You've got his attention. He's obviously 5 foot closer to the ground now as well, so he's practically sitting on ground level. So I'm making the assumption that you would have had to be in visual kind of line of sight to do that spell.
Yeah, so at the end of last session, I duck sort of out of line of sight behind the carriage, just so I would have peered around to see it and cast the spell. So it wouldn't be all of me out, it'd just be like having looked around the corner of the carriage.
All right, so what I'll do then is I will grant you a +2 on your AC because of partial cover. And he attacks you with his bow. He rolls a 13. Let's have a look. So So 13, 14, 15, 16.
That does not hit.
That does not hit. But so he fires an arrow at you, but it misses you.
Yeah, probably very closely, but it does miss me.
Okay. Anyone else want to take any action?
So I'm in the mail car with Egbert.
Yes.
Right, Egbert. Who was with me?
Me
Wookie.
Right,
and Timber.
Since Timber and I literally dropped out of the sky, I have no idea why the train is not moving. So I'm probably going to turn to Wookie and say...
Well, I think it's just started moving again. It had been stopped.
Okay, so I guess the point's the same. So I'm going to ask, was that the driver? What happened to the driver?
I haven't hung out with the driver yet.
I would like to point out at this stage that despite everything I've previously told you, the train does not appear to be moving.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
I thought that Gregor had started it up again, or is he just headed that way?
We don't know. All we heard was the train rumble.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Oh, okay. So it's active, but it's not moving yet.
You've heard it active.
Okay.
Okay.
I haven't spoken to the driver.
Neither. What are the bandits doing now?
Well, one of them's sitting on the horse, which is 5 foot underground. The other ones, they look like they're about to finish what they need to be doing, and they're heading to saddle up. The ones that were off the horses inside the armored car are now attempting to saddle up.
And there's like a whole bunch of dead soldiers around too, isn't there?
There's dead soldiers and bits of dead soldier, yeah.
Is there bits of live soldier?
No, they're mostly in the dead category now.
Speaking of soldier, what are you doing, Carswell?
Yeah, good question.
Well, myself and Ikbo, we were actually firing at the soldiers, so am I to assume we would resume do that?
I will certainly let you have a go, yeah.
All right, so I was aiming for is it elf?
So you're actually, does memory serve me correctly, that you were inside the train, or were you back outside of it shooting?
Myself and Ikbo had gotten off.
Okay, yeah, all right. So
No, you're leaning out the window, I thought.
There was no window.
Yeah, I've just remembered that there was no window. So yeah, he's outside. So yes, Carswell, you can roll to attack if you wish.
Stuart was shaking his head. So are we not outside, Stuart?
You were, I was not. I was sort of doing what Rosa was doing, peering around the side.
Yeah, don't drag him into anything like danger.
I'm kneeling on the sand then, firing.
Okay.
So if all good, I'm going to fire again.
Sure. Who do you want to aim at?
I aimed the elf last time, and I'm assuming based on my roll that I did hit.
Yes. So you can aim. Are you aiming at the same one?
Yeah. Why not? It's keep pummeling until they go.
Yep.
I never got 20.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right. So based on the fact that it's a gun, I'm not rolling for damage, am I?
Yes, you are. We changed the rules for this skirmish that you're doing the damage, which I believe last time was 2d4.
Okay. Five.
All right, cool. Cool. And Ikbo, do you want to take an action?
The cart, the carriage, next carriage on, which is the guard wagon, is it? No, or
Yes.
the strong wagon.
So the very end carriage is what would be called the guard's carriage, and then there's so in between the mail carriage and the guard carriage is the strong carriage.
So that door's closed, isn't it?
Which one? I mentioned three carriages. Which door?
The next one over from us.
The strong
The
carriage.
strong carriage?
Yeah, because if I jump from the mail wagon onto the next carriage, that is the strong wagon.
Yeah,
Yep.
and the door is closed and locked.
Isn't that the blown up one?
That is the blown up one. But if you want to enter the carriage, you can do through the brand new improvised door at the side of the carriage.
Okay. So there's no hole for someone to jump through.
If you get out if you want to go toe to toe with a few of the bandits, I'm sure they'll let you in.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay. Technically speaking, you could sneak underneath the carriage. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or railroad you. Get it? If you could sneak under the carriage and then try and sneak on from underneath.
I could do that, but Ikor is also hearing the train coming to life, and he's not sure as to when it's going to start departing. So he's not going to do that.
Okay, that's a very good point. All right. So what do you want to do instead?
I will just be shooting at the elf as well.
Yep, you can do. What
with my little tiny pistol.
Is that the Derringer? There's 1d4.
Yep. 17 to hit.
Yes, that definitely hits.
That is 2 damage.
Cool. These I've got to say, just outside of the game, that these gun stats really do suck. I'm getting shot with a gun and I do 2 damage. You do get more than that from falling over.
Yeah, I really think you should up those. They're a bit unrealistic.
Yeah.
I get the same from my slingshot.
Yeah. I tell you what, next time somebody gets hit, they're going to die. How about that?
As well, throw a rock. See how much damage that does.
It does more than the gun, yeah.
I cast Magic Stone.
Catapult.
Which is 1d6 plus.
Carswell, you're raising your hand. How can I help you?
Just saying, when I did my gun stats, when I originally worked out my character, based on the steampunk book, I'd worked out a 1d12 plus 3.
1d12 plus 3.
Yeah. That was based on my research.
Sure. So for consistency, once this vignette, as it were, is over, we'll resort to the steampunk compendium.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I will go through it again, just confirm what I read was actually correct.
Yeah, look, that's fine, and I will do the same between games just to make sure we're on the right track, because on the right track. This is all the puns. They just write themselves,
Really?
I know. I've been working on it. I've got a full head of steam now for my jokes. So
your dadness is showing.
I know. Oh, very good. You see, but don't criticise them because I'm quite tender. That's a steam. That's
like tender. Yeah.
That's a bit that carries the coal. Yeah. Right. Fine. Whatever. So horseman number 1, 2, and 4, which is the human, the tabaxi, and the elf. They dig their spurs into the flanks of the horses, and they start to speed off. The other tabaxi, the dwarf, and you now see that the coyote folk is trying to get a lift on the dwarf's horse as well. Oh no, actually the tabaxi would make more sense because the dwarf hasn't got a very big horse. That would be comical. So the first 3 have started to get away. In case any of you wanted to do anything.
The one that's I dug a hole under is still in the hole, yeah?
Yeah, the horse is stuck. The horse isn't going anywhere. However, the rider has decided that it's a waste of time trying to dig him out. So.
All right. But I believe the rider used their action to shoot at me. Is that not correct? So they're still on the horse?
He has shot. I'm telling you that he is now trying to get on someone else's horse, if that helps to clarify.
Okay, but the horse with the saddlebags full of gold is in the hole.
He's still in the hole, yeah. The horse hasn't worked out how to jump vertically yet.
Okay, cool. I am going to... am I correct in assuming that 2 people are trying to get on one horse now?
So one is on a horse. So the tabaxi is on a horse, and the coyote folk is trying to get on that horse, and the dwarf artificer is preparing to make his way too.
Okay, well, I'm going to do the same thing to one of the other horses and excavate some ground, one that has gold.
Okay, yes, you can do that.
And because I've cast haste, I also get an extra action that I can use to attack, so I will also shoot at one of them with the rifle I picked up.
So what gives you that extra action? Tell me again.
I cast haste at the end of our last session.
Oh yeah, okay.
So it gives me speed's doubled, bonus 2+ to AC, advantage on dex saving throws, an additional action on each of its turns.
Yes.
But I basically can't cast a spell with my additional action.
No.
And that's for 10 turns, and then I can't take any. I have a whole turn where I basically can't do anything. At the end of that 10 turns.
So what level spell is it? The one where you're digging up horses?
The one where I'm digging up horses, that's a cantrip.
Wow. Okay. Yep, you can do that to one of the horses.
Yeah, and then I'm going to use my other action to shoot at, I guess, one of the other people who is on a horse.
So choose which horse you're burying then.
One of the ones that has a saddle bag with gold on it.
They both have.
Whichever one's closest to me.
You can have the dwarf if you like. He's only got a little horse. Yeah.
Cool. Sure. I'll bury that horse.
Two horses. He aren't even going to stick out.
And then shoot at the guy who's on the other horse, or the person who's on the other horse.
Yeah, you can shoot at the other guy.
What do I for the rifle? Because I just picked it up on the train. Oh wait, never mind. I rolled a 5 to attack. So.
Yeah.
Stats are irrelevant.
Yeah, I just imagine you kind of spinning around, just shooting randomly.
I can't imagine Rosa ever firing a gun before.
Yeah,
No.
probably not.
No, normally at poor people on her estate.
Oh, I don't know. You don't know. She's done some stuff in her past. But...
Yeah. That sounds like a side quest to me. Okay, so what happens is that the first 3 horses are kind of out of range now. The Tabaxi horse looks at the plight of the dwarf and picks up kind of the coyote springs up and they kind of gallop off as well, just leaving the dwarf, a pony, and another horse in a hole.
Rosa, let's go help those horses.
I know. I wanted the gold. We've got the gold. They can leave with whatever they got. We got 2 horses worth of gold. So.
And there's still a.
Sorry.
Is there? So the dwarf is still there?
The dwarf is still there, and I'm going to give you fair warning because this might determine your next action. As he can't, because he's on a pony, so he's not quite out the hole, kind of. But what you do see, he has a bundle of something in his hand, and he's about to light something.
Oh no! I'm going to climb on top of the carriage so I can get better sight on him in the hole.
Mm-hmm.
And I will cast magic stone, which
stone is that even a real spell? You're just making it
is. You touch 1 to 3 pebbles, so I'll pick pebbles off the ground before I climb up.
Okay.
1 to 3 pebbles and imbue them with magic. You or someone else can make a ranged spell attack with one of the pebbles by throwing it or hurling it with a sling, which gives it's a cantrip. So this is my bonus action. It's got a range of 60 feet.
Yeah, that's fine.
On a hit, it takes 1 d6 plus my spellcasting modifier. So where's my sling? I haven't even used that yet. Okay, so to hit is +5. And I miss. It's a 9.
How much?
9 total?
9 total.
I'm just checking his AC. Hold on a minute. No, that
Did it
missed.
hit? Oh, damn.
So you're on top of the train, okay?
Yes.
I need you to remember that. Who wants to go next? Jezza, you can go next. Carswell.
So this guy with the, I'm guessing something that he's liking, this is in my eyesight.
Everyone can see it probably, yeah.
Okay, cool. Has he lit said item yet?
That's going to be happening very soon.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm just gonna. I want to shoot him.
Yep, you can shoot him.
Now, because I haven't played a human fighter before. I'm just looking at my stats. I can make 2 attacks on each turn.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to fire my rifle at him.
Twice.
Yeah.
Roll d20 twice then.
My first one misses. That's a 1.
Oh, okay. So was that your first shot? Was it a natural one?
Yes.
Oh, hold on then.
Guns have a different mechanic.
Sorry?
Guns have a different mechanic. They misfire.
Yes.
And blow up in your face.
Not necessarily.
They potentially break.
Yeah, so can you remember that what the mechanic says? Because he's rolled the critical fail, so he he has to roll something else now, doesn't he? Oh, no, my understanding is he can't make the second attack. And
Because the gun jams.
Yeah, and if he rolls...
Actually, I have read that before. Rolling a 1 basically voids the second turn.
Yeah, but there's also another mechanic, I think, if you read on, where if you do another low roll...
I think you have to roll again, and if you roll a secondary 1, it, like, breaks it.
Yeah, that's
something like that.
Yeah. Roll another d20 for me then, Jezza.
So roll a 1.
12.
Okay. So, yeah, your gun jammed, but it didn't break. So, so you're standing just by the end of the train, aren't you, to take that shot?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, who wants to go next?
Can I come out in like towards the front of the mail carriage, and what can I see in between the two carriages?
So you're now between the mail carriage and the saloon carriage?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see, obviously you can see through the glass door. There's a glass door. It's called a window. There's a window in the door, and you can see through into the saloon carriage.
Oh, I mean, like, because there would be something that I would walk through. If I'm looking out to where the action's happening, can I see anything?
That's towards the back of the train.
Basically, yeah, you can see you can.
Or is it all very much at the back, not happening on the side?
So you're standing in the train carriage, aren't you?
No. So one carriage is here. One carriage is here. I'm standing in the middle, walking between the two carriages.
Okay, and it's the mail carriage and the saloon carriage all between, or the mail carriage and the strong carriage?
Mail and saloon.
Okay, so
can I or can I not see anything from where I am?
Ostensibly, you can't see anything. You'd have to kind of jump down onto the ground to peek out, basically.
So because I would be able to hear this going on from where I am.
Oh, you can hear the gunshots and the horses neighing and everything, yeah.
So can I climb up the ladder on the side and get up on top of the mail carriage?
Hi, Wookie.
Yeah, then you'll see Song as you do so.
Cool. Hey, and there's me like scrambling up there. I take the time that it would take me to get up there. That would be my turn.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So you're now on top of the mail carriage, but at the saloon car end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, I'm just basically trying to find myself a vantage point similar to what Song's doing.
No worries. You can see. You can now see that there's a horse in a hole. There's a pony in a hole with a dwarf on top. The other 4 horses are disappearing in a cloud of dust, and the dwarf in a hole is holding something, and it appears to be a light. Okay. So who do I want to go next? Who wants to go next?
I will. I'm still with obviously. So Timber, it's in theory, is with me holding the Egbert handcuffed, correct?
Correct.
All right. Would he fight me if I tried to rifle through his pockets?
Oh, hold on. So presumably he's still fast friends, even though you're not there anymore, Wookie.
Well, I would have said that she is my friend, and we have not treated the spell as you would do. So I will let you pick.
I believe he gets to roll with advantage if someone is trying to do something that's against his interests.
Okay, so what I'll do then, that seems reasonable. So we'll say that the spell's still on, even though you're on the roof, but I will do a wisdom saving throw with advantage. Because he normally, I mean, it
runs for an hour.
Yep.
And so he theoretically would do, like, assuming that it's not going to kill him or anything, he would do as I ask for an hour.
Yeah. So it says here that if the service or activity that one of the people is doing to him is against his normal activities or desires or threatens him, he can do a wisdom saving throw to end the effect.
Okay, so I'll just do a normal wisdom saving throw then, because it's like you're all friends here, but I'm sure you won't want me rummaging through your pockets. I mean, we can
He's
try.
also grappled.
Yeah, it says it's only with
Handcuffed.
advantage. It's with advantage if your companions are fighting the creature, but I don't think that counts for
No,
fighting.
they're not. No. All right. Okay. 15, 16. So 17 against Wookie's spellcasting ability DC.
My DC is 15.
Okay, so he will not want. He will prevent you. We'll just say he'll prevent you from rummaging through pockets.
Okay. Did it break
How
the spell?
Can I ask how, if he's manacled from behind?
Yeah.
Well, his hands are behind, but he can still bite you being a walk-in, and he can still kick and
touche.
squirm and make himself generally unpleasant.
Okay.
I'm gonna laugh at him though and just try and not necessarily get in his face, but deliberately aggravate him.
What? And are you in front of him doing this?
Yes. Remember, I charmed him to get the information out of him.
Okay, so he rolls a natural 20 to attack you, and he'll do for. So you take 8 damage. See, it's 4 times worse than being shot with a small gun. So you stand in front of him, and he kicks out very hard with his foot and claws you and damages you for 8 hit points.
He's wearing some
Do
killer
I not have to
heels.
go against my armor class?
Sorry,
Don't you have to check against my armor class?
Natural 20.
not with a natural 20. I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
Unless you're wearing like a lead boiler.
Really not.
You're Indiana Jones in the fridge.
Okay.
Yep. So that's
Eight,
a
was
thing.
it?
Yes. So that's the thing that happened. So that Rosa, I believe.
Yeah, I will run up to the dwarf and poison spray him in the face.
To the wall. What, up to Egbert?
To the dwarf outside on the horse.
Okay, yes. You can do that.
Because I believe he's going to light it, but he hasn't lit it yet.
He has now lit it.
I'm going to run up and poison spray him to the face.
Okay.
Rip.
Needs to roll a Constitution saving throw and beat a 15.
Okay. Yeah, he passes, so he takes half damage, I believe.
Don't know if he takes any damage.
It's a cantrip, so probably not.
Awesome. He just held his breath.
Okay, if that fails, I can't cast that again because that is what now that I'm next to him, what do I see in his hand?
It looks like a bundle of dynamite. And the fuse has been lit.
Okay, I am going to I think I use my movement and then an action and then I have my extra action. Yeah, now if I see it's dynamite, I'm probably gonna dash out of there.
Yeah, so because you use some movement to get to him.
Yeah, so I believe it was like so my movement and then my action and then I get an additional action from my haste.
Okay, so how far are you going to dash then? And which direction, more importantly?
So I can dash 120 feet because my movement speed's doubled.
See ya, suckers.
Which isn't actually that fast. That's only like a regular running speed, to be fair.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna run between and behind the strong carriage. So I have it between me and the dwarf.
So you're going to run between the mail and strong carriage, you say?
Yeah, and then go behind the strong carriage if I can do that with 120 feet of movement.
I'll allow it, yeah. That's fine. Yeah, that's...
I'm gonna, while I'm running, if it's okay, I'm just gonna yell dynamite as I'm running back.
Yeah. Okay. So what's going to happen, I'm going to play with Zoom again because I think this is quite fun. So I'm going to put the following people in timeout. So, oh, by the way, I will try and remember to bring you back in as well. So Rosa's going in timeout. And Anais, you're going in timeout. And Wookie, you're safe as well. which leaves. Okay, so Carswell and Ikbo. Yes, Ikbo.
I don't think I took an action after he lit the dynamite.
No, he didn't. Because you're right, but you still don't get any extra.
I was going to hold my action to basically wait for it to be thrown and then try and leap up and grab it and throw it away.
I was thinking the same thing because she said dynamite. I was like, ugh.
Okay. All right. No, we can go with this. How are we going to do it though? Because two people are going to go for the same thing technically.
It depends on where it's thrown.
Yeah, if it's thrown towards me, that's what I would try and do.
So Carswell.
Yep.
Okay, so you're the most. You're the one that's kind of shot at them the most. So he's going to lob it in your general direction. So I will allow you, Carswell. Once I know what the result of my dice is, that's going to be the throw. You will get one opportunity to do. I'm going to make it a dex save. No, just a dex roll. Sorry, not a save. And if you succeed, you get an opportunity to throw the dynamite.
Well, if he's throwing it directly at me, my action's going to be to use my gun to bash it away.
Club.
Reaction.
Oh,
Batter up.
right. Okay, let's make this up as we go then. So I'm going to roll for him to throw it. And he rolled a 19, so he does a pretty good curveball. So what we're going to do, Carswell, is we are going to do an athletics check.
All right, give me a sec to just check my stats.
Yeah, and there is a DC involved with this, by the way, because you're attempting to hit a bundle of dynamite with your gun.
Oh my gosh.
What are the chances that it blows up after he hits it?
I haven't decided that yet. It's and
Stop putting ideas in his head.
and I say this because obviously Ikbo and Song, you're still involved in this because you're within the blast radius. So.
Sorry, what was the check I had looked for?
Athletics.
Okay, cool. Am I allowed to use luck on this as well?
Sure, why not? I don't think you've got much left at the moment, but
okay. Give me a sec, count this up.
this is exciting.
We've known. I'm not going to use any luck. 21, all up.
All right. So you can all roll me a dexterity saving throw then.
Da. Dexterity. 13.
Okay.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
15.
Okay. Carswell?
Sorry, I was trying to find it. Freaking hell. So I had 6 luck left. I rolled 6.
Yep.
Actually, good point. It's dynamite. I'm going to use 2 luck to get it up to 15.
Yeah, well, I just rolled a 6. I've got 6 luck. Yeah, so I've got a 12.
Okay. So how I'm gonna work this mechanic is, so dynamite is 6d8 blast damage. Because Jezza, because Carswell successfully hit it, I'm gonna halve that damage, and then Song of the River and Ikbo, you get to you're gonna take quarter damage basically, whereas Carswell will take half. So I'm just gonna roll. So, Ikbo and Song, you take 12 damage. Oh, hold on. No. Wait. Sorry. No, Carswell takes 12.
Okay.
And you two take 6.
I was going to say, oh shit, that's a quarter.
Yeah, so 12 for Carswell, 6 for Ikbo, 6 for Song, and all 3 of you are now deafened as well.
Oh, not again.
Yep. And I'm going to bring everyone else back in now. So.
And all they'll hear is boom.
Yeah, and then you won't hear much else. Okay, so we're bringing everyone else back into the room. Welcome, everyone.
Did you survive?
Hello.
What?
I hope you
Are you
didn't.
rolling new characters?
What?
Actually, Wookie would have seen this though because she's on top of the carriage.
I'm on top.
So I will just explain for those of you who weren't in the room. Basically, the dwarf.
Am I also deaf?
If you just let me explain, I'll start again from the beginning because I was interrupted.
Okay.
So what happened was the dwarf.
So what happened? I didn't get that.
Right. So.
No, don't kick me out. I did my time.
Right. That's a yellow card for you, Rosa. Next time I'm putting you back in the naughty step. So the dwarf set light to a bundle of dynamite and did a pretty good throw towards the back of the mail carriage. Carswell, inspired by presumably the Brooklyn Dodgers, decided to hit it like a baseball with his rifle. And although he did then fail his dexterity saving throw, whereas Igbo and Song were much more dexterous. So Carswell took 12 damage and Igbo and Song took 6. And I think Carswell, I'm going to give you an inspiration point. You saved everyone 12 more damage.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yep, cool. And I'm doing that because I keep thinking I don't give any inspiration points out for really good stuff, and then I realise nobody does any really good stuff. So.
Oh.
It's me.
Finger guns. There we go. So the situation is now that Igbo, Song, and Carswell are deafened; they can't hear. And you've got Wookie and Song on top of the carriage, Anais in the carriage with Rosa.
No, I'm behind the strong carriage.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it's just Anais and Egbert at the moment inside.
And technically Timber.
Oh yeah, and Timber as well. Yeah. Cool.
I want to cast another one of my stones at the dwarf who threw the dynamite.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow the dwarf to start to run because he's got off his horse now. So there's 2 horses in holes, and he's going to start to run as only a dwarf can. So he can run. He's dashing 50 feet using his action. So from you, he will be, let's say, 75 foot away.
Should still be able to get him with my sling. That's 30 to 120.
Can I just point out that last time you didn't, and he was a little...
Stop being mean. Can we add luck to these rolls?
Yeah, sure. If you've still got some left.
I have 9 left because I haven't used any. Yeah, I got 9 left. So I'm going to add, this is terrible, I'm going to add 9. So 16 to hit.
16, yeah, that hits.
Because he just tried to throw, and then that's 1d6 plus 1. Ooh, so 7 damage to the dwarf.
All right. So that's okay. So you do him for 7 damage. He stumbles and slips a bit, but he's not particularly he's not badly damaged.
No.
But he has every intention of running into the desert apparently. So the horsemen have gone apart from the dwarf.
I'm dashing to the horses.
The ones in the holes?
Yep.
Yep.
Holy horses.
Horses in holes. Or as we
A
call
whole
it,
lot of horse.
H&H. It's like D&D, but it's H&H, horses and holes.
Oh
my God, that could be a one-shot, horses and holes. Anyway. So Igbo, what do you want to do with these horses?
Basically rummage through the bag to see if there's anything else of importance other than the gold. If it's just gold in there, I'm going to pocket a few.
Okay, let's talk about gold then. So,
aren't they ingots?
So Igbo, you're a rogue. What are you trying to secrete the gold?
Yes, I'm liberating it from the satchels.
Okay.
Secrete.
So I want to point out, as I probably have in the previous session, that we're not talking about gold coins. We're talking about ingots of gold, which are like this big.
Yeah, it'll just be 1.
Like keeping your belt up with that in your pocket.
All right. So you need to roll sleight of hand. And I'm not going to do it disadvantage because normally a block that size I would do with disadvantage. However, you are quite a far away, and everyone else is kind of deaf.
And he's so little, so it'd be like.
In fact, actually, tell you what I'll do, Stuart. Can you roll? You can roll sleight of hand with advantage.
Okay.
And Wookie, you can do you wish to roll against his sleight of hand?
I could, but my level of caring about whether or not he takes the gold would not be high.
That's fine. Then you don't do it. That's okay.
17.
17. Okay. Yep. So you secrete the gold into your jacket. Now, what I need to do is I'm just going to send you a message. Hold on.
Yep.
Turns out to be a bomb.
You are now encumbered and cannot run.
Hands around your ankles because that stuff's heavy.
I would see Ikbo running over to the horses and be like, oh my gosh, Ikbo's going to help the horses. Let's go help the horses.
It's cursed gold.
Have you got that message?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's fine. So the dwarf will run another 50 feet away from the plane.
Wait, before it takes this next run action, I'm planning on going after the dwarf.
Yeah, you can do that. Rosa, the action woman. Ta-da!
So I'll be using my movement to move 60 feet towards the dwarf.
Yep.
And then I will use the mold earth cantrip to open a hole beneath him.
Who would have thought when designing this game that move earth cantrip would have been such a deadly weapon?
Especially against short dwarves.
That's overpowered AF.
Yeah, so I won't create a scenario where we can use this again. That's fine. He suddenly disappears into a hole.
Cool. How far away is he from me? I moved 60 feet.
No, if he's now in a hole, you can. I will allow you to walk up to the edge of the hole. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Because then on my next opportunity to do an action, I am going to
Shoot him. Sorry.
Yeah. If I can do it this turn with that extra action, I will shoot him.
You're going to shoot somebody who's trapped in a hole.
Yeah.
Like fish in a barrel.
That's lawful evil.
Dwarves in a
Yeah, I was
hole.
going to say if we're going to play the alignments game, I'm not going to. That would have consequences.
Look, Rosa's not planning on killing him.
Rosie is not a good person.
All right, so
She just wants to maim him slightly.
So Rosa's not going to kill him, but your way of subduing him is to shoot him.
I mean,
In the leg, right?
okay, well, can I? Otherwise, can I excavate another 5 feet of dirt and dump it on his head
You'll kill him.
so that he's kind of buried?
You'll bury him alive, and I will make sure he dies.
Right, in that case, I'm going to shoot him with my tiny little gun, which apparently does no damage.
Well, it does D4. Your tiny little gun. So.
With
Sure.
that, or I can poison spray him in the face. But I don't think I can because I used up my magic action to excavate that.
I was going to say.
Also, out of game, dwarves are resistant to poison.
That is also true.
I mean, it still does, like, if it hits, it does 2d12 of
okay, you've got
poison damage, so half of that's still.
Rosa's got 10 seconds to tell me what she's going to do, or you don't do
I'm
nothing.
going to shoot him.
Fine. Roll to attack with advantage.
I'm going to need that advantage.
By the
Oh
way,
my gosh, that was a 7 and a 2.
all right, you can take that. For anyone who's watching that direction, you see Rosa. You've seen that Rosa's trapped this dwarf in a hole, and you've now seen her take a shot with her gun into the hole. I don't know
I'm
if
not
it-
worried about the dwarf, I'm worried about the horse, so I'm going to make my way over to one of the horses in the holes and try and calm it down after all these explosions and being trapped in a ditch.
Let's you can roll animal handling then.
Oh, jeez. I should be good at this,
Druid,
right?
you should be good at animal handling. It's wisdom based.
She gets
3.
kicked in the face by a horse.
3.
3.
Better at that than you are.
I can. You can either assume that the horse doesn't understand what you're saying, or it's just giving you the cold shoulder. You don't calm it down. In fact, actually, it seems a bit more frantic now and starts bashing itself against the side of the cube.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's going to start taking damage now because you've really upset it. So.
A horsey.
Yeah, and there's 2 horses actually trapped. So, so Rosa, the dwarf in the hole, puts his hand up and says, "I surrender."
I say, toss your weapons up here.
Okay.
I've got my rifle pointed at him as I say that.
He tosses the dynamite up to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he says, I haven't got any weapons.
Can I roll insight/perception to see whether he has any weapons on him / whether he's...
Yeah, just give me a D20 and I'll see. Roll a D20 and I'll fudge the rest. So,
It's been going so well for me so far. Oh, okay. That was just a straight D20.
What did you roll?
17.
Yeah, that's fine. You can tell he's being sincere. He hasn't got any weapons on him.
All right. What does he have on him? Does he have like a bag or anything?
Clothes. He doesn't have his bag presumably would be with his pony.
Okay, cool. In that case, I will look down the hole and cast Mold Earth again so that he's now 10 feet down and he's going to have really tough
Put the
time
dirt
getting
over
out.
here and make a ramp for the horses to get out.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
you can. He's now 10 feet underground. I have no idea how a dwarf is meant to get out of a 10-foot sheer kind of. It's not like
He's not.
tunnel.
That's the point.
A 10-foot pit. No, that's fine. No, I can't see how that's going to.
That's a terrible death.
It is now an oubliette.
He says, actually, can you shoot me instead? So
Come back to you for your surrender shortly, and then I'm going to turn back to make sure that everyone else is sort of okay.
Yeah, they will wave saying we're fine. Apart from the fact they're deaf, so they couldn't hear.
Horses.
Yeah, there's two horses. One's in a hole, and the other one's a pony in a hole. So
One's trying to frantically get away from Song.
Oh, by the way, Rosa, when you turn around to look at your compatriots, you notice that the steam locomotive at the front of the train is pulling away.
Just the locomotive.
Wait, only the one at the front?
Only the train bit, yeah.
But all the carriages aren't moving.
Correct.
Damn it.
Are you going to
in that
inform us of
case-
this?
Sorry?
Are you going to
In
inform
that-
us of this?
I mean, I'm going to look over there and then I'm going to run to the front of the train if that's possible.
You're not. I mean, each carriage is at least 50 foot long, so I can tell you that you would have to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You'd have to run 500 feet to get there.
Okay, well, until this, I think I've got another, I have another 4
Rounds.
4 rounds before I can't do anything because of this spell.
Yep.
And until then, I can move 240 feet.
Okay.
And I will start running towards the front of the train.
So I'm going to ask Rosa a question. Do you think that your character runs faster than a train moves or not?
Well, it depends.
It's only
Locomotives
just
usually
started
take a while
moving.
to build up speed. Like they're not like an electric car that just goes boom.
No, that's
Like
right.
a regular car, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because that's about 45 k's an hour. I did the maths.
Well done.
But with a locomotive that's building up speed.
Hmm.
But it's also not got carriages to pull.
A train and a human druid are both traveling.
Yeah, that's, to be fair, I asked the GM for this so that I could run the maths beforehand and not have to do the maths during the middle of the session.
Yeah, but that means that the GM would have given you secret information that you're not entitled to until the time.
I have a better idea.
Looking at the length of the train. Anyway, I can run at 45 k's an hour for the next 4 rounds. I don't know how long it would take the train to accelerate, but from my understanding of steam-powered locomotives, they do accelerate quite slowly as they start.
Not this one. No, you're not going to catch up with it. I'll put you out of your misery now. You can still do the maths, but it's not going to be better than my maths. So.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey, Ikbo, you wanted my attention.
Yes, if there was a horse available, would that be quicker than Rosa on foot or not?
Do you think a galloping horse is faster than a human running?
If the track's going around a bend,
Oh my god, Rosa, turn into a horse and you'll still have haste.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes!
No. See, it would have been a yes, but you've already clearly explained what you're going to do, even though you
Oh,
have
that's
the opportunity.
true.
The
Yeah,
Druid
no,
had every
fair.
opportunity. So no. Just no. Just simply no. So the train is starting to pull away, but leaving the carriages behind. This may not seem a dreadful predicament until you realise you're in the desert. So, and as are all the other passengers as well.
What? I want to know the shape of. We had a map with the train tracks, yeah.
Yep. Well,
I'm fine with you saying I can't catch up.
Yep.
With running after it, but like in terms of planning something, I would like to know.
It goes in a straight line away from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no turns or bends or station that are coming up to it.
No.
Is the airship still around?
No. That would be far too easy, wouldn't it?
Is there rope on the pony?
Sure, why not?
I'm going to take the rope and go towards the dwarf.
Okay, I'm just going to go to Carswell. He's got his thumb up.
Is there who's around me? I'm a bit lost.
That's a very. I'm more lost.
I'm just wondering if anyone's around me that has. Oh my god! When you can send a message to someone.
Sending.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone around me has sending they can send. I'm assuming.
Wookie has sending.
I'm assuming. I don't know where Gregor is, but maybe someone could send sending to him.
Yeah, but I also don't know where Gregor is, and I wouldn't know that he is in the.
Yeah, Gregor is
You
in
guys-
front of the train.
But you guys talked to him before when you didn't know where he was.
He was looking after the kids.
Yeah, but you would. It's not something that I would have thought of. So you can ask me to do that, but if Wookie hasn't thought of doing it herself, come ask me.
I mean, to be honest, Carswell doesn't know where you are, so he's not going to be able to ask.
I'm trying to remember where you are.
Yeah.
Are you still on top of the train, Wookie?
Yeah, I'm on top of the mail cart.
Yeah.
Next to you.
No,
Oh, no,
jumped
you
down
got
to the
down
horses.
and you're with the horses.
Can I go over to the other horse and try and calm that one down?
Oh, awesome. Doing animal handling, please.
I get out of the hole.
Oh, that's better. 17.
Yeah, you calm it down.
Can I cast spider climb on it so it can climb out of the hole?
Yeah, why not?
Isn't that the midget horse, the little one?
Yeah.
I think they're called
That's a
ponies.
Midget
Pony.
spider pony.
Yeah,
It's not like a Shetland pony. It's a pony.
Yeah. Because remember, there used to be a stagecoach called the Pony Express. It wasn't called the Midget Horse Express.
It's got to be a willing creature. So because of my animal handling check, would it be willing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll touch it on the head and cast.
You just see
spider climb.
so it's kind of standing in the hole like that, and he just walks up the side like that, and then just, it's like a cartoon horse.
Oh, there you go, buddy.
No.
That's my action.
Yeah, the other horse is really annoyed now. You've upset it even more.
I just slightly off topic, but I looked up the speed of steam locomotives, and in 1804, the record for the fastest steam locomotive was set at 8 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. Okay. This is 94 years later in the golden.
I know.
And magic.
That someone measured that, and it's so impressive that they decided to set it as a world record. Like 8 k's an hour. Woo! Almost slightly faster than walking speed.
Pretty much. Okay. So now we've got that out of our system. So we're now a pony out of a hole, a horse in a hole, a dwarf in a deep hole, and the entire train and passengers in a very deep hole, if you get my drift. Unless you can get the locomotive back.
We tried.
Cast heat bet no.
Yes.
The good news is the train's not getting any further away. Some of it's actually blasting back this way in the explosion. Yeah. So, okay. So somebody needs to go faster than the train.
We tried. That's not possible.
No.
Well, you need to
you
tell
tried
us how
walking and
fast.
running. That's not possible.
Is any of the horses? One of the horses did spider and got out, or did it not get out?
The pony's out. The big horse is not out.
And I kind of like glare at the big horse and point at the little horse and be like, this could be you.
Well, I would have realized about half the length of the train that it was well and truly gaining on me. And then when I figured that out, I'd probably turn back. So let me know when I reach the others and I'll help get the other horse out of the hole.
Okay. So I'm just going to press the pause button on that, because would you not thought halfway as the train's getting away from you thinking, I really should turn into a horse or something fast?
You said I wasn't allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Not at that stage, no, because you just had all your goes and you'd just been checking up on Google about the speed of steam locomotives.
Now,
If you allow me to make that realization,
Yeah.
I will do that.
All it takes now is for the DM to say, well, I'm not sure you've seen a horse.
that's right.
So is that the tree?
So yeah, if you want to turn into a horse, I'll allow you to do that and catch up with the steam locomotive. Yes.
Purple horse.
Sorry?
As a horse.
Horse. Cool.
Purple horse.
Yeah.
All right, I will do that then. And
Yep. So you're going to...
yeah,
You're going after the train?
I am going after the train as a horse.
Okay.
I have a question. What do you do as a four-legged creature when you get to the train? Like, how do you get on the train with a horse?
Jump
I am
in horse
using
shape.
my
I was
running
wondering.
time to think an answer to that.
Jump in horse shape and then wild shape and land on the train.
I'm gonna leave that with you.
If we can have a flying pigeon tap on a window as it flies, I'm sure a leaping horse can do something. But we'll get to that. So it's going to
Trying
take...
to calculate how much damage a train would do if it hit me.
Okay.
Oh,
Imagine
and there goes Rosa.
Yeah. So
D6.
so let me think now. That's going to take Rosa a good couple of minutes to catch up with the train, which means I'm going to come to you guys and saying, does anyone want to do anything particular before we go back to the horse?
I'm sort of not lying. Like, I've dusted myself off and I'm really just waiting for everybody else. Like, I can hear the explosions and stuff like that, but I've got stuff or weapons and stuff or hit points. So I'm gonna wait politely for the chaos to stop.
And I'm going to saunter over to the other horse in a hole.
The one that you've upset previously?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I'm going to kind of like bring the pony over with me.
Yeah, look at what I could have done with you, but I didn't.
Yeah. And I'll try and calm it down again now with the pony.
So you can roll me animal handling with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, because you've already upset it once.
Yes.
So, you're going to have to be really convincing. I will reduce the DC, though, so don't worry.
Oh, 15.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. The horse starts to calm down and says, well, maybe you're not so bad after all.
And I'll cast Spider Climb on that horse too.
Yep, you can do that. And the horse, again, comically just goes whoop, like that, climbs up and then down again.
If anybody's watching us move horses, they're going to be real freaked out.
I'm just using Spider Climb left, right, and centre. Just wasting
Ikbo.
spell slots to get animals out of holes.
Yeah, Ikbo.
In your life.
I'm guessing if this is all happening, we're no longer deafened.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, you can have.
I'm going to gesture to Carswell to come over and join me with the dwarf in the hole.
All right, I'm going to wander over and I'm going to look down at the hole and I'm going to say to the dwarf,
This
got
is a
yourself
monster.
a problem down there.
Yeah, he gives you the finger because that's very, very rude and insensitive of you.
I hold the rope above the hole.
Yeah.
So, would you like to come up?
Do you speak Dwarven?
Yes.
Okay, he says something very rude to you as you're dangling the rope above him.
Do you want to come out of the hole?
Well, I suppose so, yeah.
I lower the rope down.
Okay. So do me a strength check with advantage, please.
I'm also asking Carswell to help me out with this because I am not strong.
I will also give him a hand. Do I roll?
No, I'll just let Stuart do it with the roll with advantage. That should be
Okay.
enough.
So there's a 15 minus 1. That is a 14.
Yeah, and that's fine because obviously he's not an unwilling participant in this as well, so he's kind of rambling up as well. So yeah, he gets to the top.
As he's climbing up, I say to Carswell, like, if he tries to hurt us, just knock him out.
So say that again.
If he tries to hurt us, knock him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to slip on my knuckle dusters and put my hand behind my back.
Okay. Yeah, the dwarf reaches the safety of the desert and doesn't try and cause any trouble.
So, were you only here to rob the train? Is that your only purpose?
Well, it's you make it sound like it's just one small thing. Our purpose was to rob the train, so you know.
And it was just the 6 of you, was it?
8, I say.
But you're not there.
I'm near there because he was in the hole. Oh wait, no, because he ran further away, didn't he?
Yeah, and then you went back to the hole where the horse was.
Oh, the other horse. That's right.
So
yeah.
I'm striking that one. You did not hear that, so you cannot
No,
let.
you didn't hear that.
Yeah, the jury did not hear that exhortation. He says 6. Yeah, there were 6 of us.
So I'm going to insight check that to see if there's no others, because the train stopped by its rocks on the road just seems odd to me in the first place.
Sure. Okay.
23 insight.
Okay, so you know that he's not being particularly honest.
So you sure 6, not more or less, or it can't be less.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I agree with you because you asked me a leading question. You said, "Was there 6 of us?" And I just said yes. So.
Do you have any accomplices on the train?
No.
You know about Egbert though, don't you?
I do, yes.
Yeah. And there were 6 horses who.
Did you just ask me if there's anyone else on the train?
I said if he had any accomplices on the train, and he said he doesn't.
Well, I'm going to turn to him and say I had some trouble with my gun exploding, so I'm guessing someone was doing something magic-wise. So,
Are you sure? Or are you just a really bad gunman who doesn't look after his weapons?
all right, I'll take that. Fair enough.
I mean, the dwarf looks like he knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
So, who is on the train for you guys? Who is working on the train with you?
I said there was nobody on the train working with us. You asked me if we had any accomplices, and I said no. I think I was very clear in that.
You were, and I know you were lying. So, who was on the train with you?
What a horrible thing to say. We've barely known each other, and you're accusing me of lying. Why would I lie to you?
Why would you tell me the truth?
That's a bizarre argument. I would tell you the truth because I'm a very honest person.
Carswell, just push him back in the hole. He would...
Hang on. No, there's no need to get pushy. Okay, I'm trying to help you.
We will get pushy unless you tell us the truth. Who is working for you on the train?
Well, I don't get told all the information. I'm just the explosives expert. So I'm not the brains of this operation.
Who is the brains of the operation?
That would have been one of the guys that was on one of the horses.
Which one?
That would be the elf. There's an elf dude. Yeah, him.
Does he have a name?
He does, yes.
Can you tell me?
I can, yes.
Now, please.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's called Legolas. I'm not sure if that's his real name or whether it's just a code.
Was he using a bow? Or...
No. He's no. He used a gun.
Oh, he's upgraded then.
Oh yeah, but he's like your fellow here. I saw him put those knuckle dusters on. He's got a big set of gold dusters. We call him Lord of the Rings because
Oh no.
I'm gonna give myself inspiration for that. I had to really work that one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hope we don't get sued.
Any sort of advertising is good advertising. So.
I'm leading the horses over to Ikbo and Carswell.
Oh, cool! You got the horse.
Yeah, I got the horses.
That's my horse.
So, where is your base? Where is your hideout?
Oh no! Come on. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm being helpful, but it doesn't mean I'm just a limitless font of information. I'm doing the best. I'm not hurting you, and I haven't got any weapons. I'm unarmed.
You got 2 arms.
Well, but they're very short.
So are mine.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know where the base is. We kind of travel around, from place to place.
Where is your rendezvous?
The rendezvous. Well, that's in the desert, a long way back out the way that they rode off on.
Would that be an accurate enough description to locate later?
I will give you a modifier on your dice roll.
Yep.
Yep.
Carswell, is there anything else you would like to know from this gentleman?
No, not at the moment. I think we just need
well,
to.
I'm not hanging around for you to ask later.
No. We
No,
weren't expecting you to hang around. That's why we're asking you now.
Yeah,
Before,
but your fellow colleague just said he hasn't got any questions for now. I'm not coming back to answer any more later at your beck and call. I just thought I'd put that out there.
oh, well, here's my business card.
Oh, okay. Oh, here's mine. And he hands me his business card. Yeah.
No.
We'll wait for some to get here with the horses.
Yeah.
They're there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here now.
We're going to keep the big one because you have no use for it, but you can take your pony and go.
Yep. It's Buttercup.
Oh, well, you're going to look after Buttercup, not just abandon it in the hole. Hmm?
Well, hold on a minute. Young miss, can I just point out a couple of really important factors? First of all, I did not bury it in a hole.
Neither did I.
And
I
secondly,
got it out of the hole.
I was buried in a hole. So if you want to talk about me looking after my horse, look for the people who inflicted cruelty in the first place. There.
I'll just glance back at the carriage if I can see Rosa.
Yeah, I'm going to follow your glance as well. Yeah, we know what we're talking about. And he saddles up and he says, well, it's been a pleasure. And he starts to trot off into the desert.
I'll get Buttercup a little pat on the nose before it trots off.
Yep, okay, he'll allow that. So the dwarf disappears.
Does it like climb over a few rocks on the way? Because I'm pretty sure spider climb lasts like an hour.
Yeah. So as the dwarf rides off, the pony does parkour on the way out. Buttercup's never done this before.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So shall we join Rosa, the wonder horse?
Yes. I would have been keeping an eye out for Pugsley if I saw him on my dash after the train. Is he with me?
He's flying alongside you.
Okay, cool. I'm going to relay my plan to Pugsley.
What's your plan then?
Basically, if you're willing to help me, I am going to jump up into the air.
Right.
Transform into a mouse. I want you to catch me as a mouse and drop me onto the carriage.
Okay.
Can you wild shape after wild shape?
I'm just going to let her do it. This is awesome.
Because it's awesome.
Because I wanted to turn into an elephant in front of the train, but apparently they're a challenge rating 4, so that plan was.
I would definitely not allow that happen. So Pugsley says, "Look, I'm plenty willing to give it a go, but you do know that I'm a pigeon, right? I'm not used to my feet aren't very grasping.
Yeah, I'm going to be like a baby mouse. So
that makes it
I
harder.
I'm
just explaining. This makes it harder.
Right. Is there any way I can get ahead of the train before enacting this plan?
Any way you can get ahead of the train? If you keep running, you'll eventually get ahead of the train. Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, after hearing that from Pugsley, I'm like, okay, in that case, let's keep running for a bit longer.
Well,
I'll transform. Huh?
Can I fly? I'm not very good at running.
We'll keep moving forwards for a little bit longer. I will turn into a baby mouse on the ground so you have enough time to pick me up, and then you can drop me on the carriage.
Yeah, sure. So after about 5 minutes, you get a couple
both of my wild shapes, so I won't be able to wild shape again once I turn back.
Okay, so listen up. So after a couple of minutes, let's say 5 minutes, you get a couple of 100 meters in front of the train. You mysteriously transform from a horse to a mouse. Pugsley lands and grabs you. I'll just roll a d20 because I want to make sure I don't hurt you as well.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's fine. He then takes off. Now, my question is, how much weight can a pigeon from Edisonia carry? Flying.
I'm Ruslandico Edisonian.
Swallow.
Baby mouse weighs like probably about 10 grams.
Okay, I'm not going to argue the Googleness of this. He picks you up. He flies. What do you want to do? Tell him what you want to do.
I want him to. Is there like You know, like a bit where you can stand on the back of the train, like a little like.
Yeah, that's where
Is it one of those, or is it entirely enclosed?
No, it's not entirely. Have you never seen a steam train before?
Well, vaguely.
The
Almost
back
a
end,
tank engine. Come on.
the back end is
platform-
mostly open plan.
If there's a platform on the back, I will get Pugsley to drop me on or gently place me on the platform, and then I'll turn back into a human.
You
I
don't.
love
want-
how you went from drop to jet.
Yes.
Smart cut.
All right. So what? Okay. So Pugsley will definitely need to roll for this because you're asking him to do a pinpoint landing and let go on a moving train.
Yeah. What can
So I'm
possibly
going to
go
roll. I'm going to roll acrobatics because that's things pigeons do apparently.
How much does said mouse weigh?
Let's not go there. So he rolls a 6. So as soon as he drops you slightly higher than you would have liked, which would have killed the baby mouse. But of course, that just means you transform back into Rosa.
Yeah.
With baby mouse sort of 1 hit point.
Yeah,
And you find yourself on the footplate of the locomotive. The coal fire is in front of you, as are lots of levers and gauges and dials. And there's also an elven bard woman standing there at the controls.
Oh,
You.
Hello, you. Fancy seeing you here.
I need you to stop this train right the F now.
Right. Okay.
Oh.
So that's not going to happen. So shall we explore Plan B, where you get off the train now?
I'm going to attack her with poison spray as soon as I have the opportunity.
I will let you do that as a surprise.
So just to roll a Constitution saving throw and beat 15.
Good thing you've got spells up your sleeve.
It's a cantrip, man.
I'm actually surprised anyone's still got any spell slots.
I've been using
No one does, that's
cantrips.
why I'm saying it.
Okay.
Cantrips in my life.
I'm going to say she fails. So how many hit points does she take?
She takes 11 damage.
Okay. Wow. Who cut the cheese? Does that mean I get to cast a spell on you now?
I assume so.
I think so. Let me just get my big book of spells. I promise I will treat you with dignity and respect.
Fireball.
That'll make the train go faster. It'd be like Back to the Future 3.
We have to reach the optimal speed, Marty.
Are they going 88 miles per hour yet?
Not yet. But yeah. Oh no! Don't ask Rosa. She'll find out how fast it's going.
In my defense, immediately before this is my maths tutoring session. So I've just spent a whole session doing trigonometry and algebra, and it's all at the forefront of my brain.
What way's the steam blowing?
Okay. So I'm just trying to. I don't know what to do.
Well, while she's umming and ahhing, can I punch the face?
Yeah, nice try, but no.
The elf lady's got 10
I
seconds.
don't know what to do. Tut tut.
Elf lady's got 10 seconds.
She's charmed somebody. She's heated metal.
That's what I know what I'm going to do.
She's jumped off the train.
Yeah, that's what she does.
All right. So as you're boring her to death with your fascinating details about steam trains, she disappears. She's gone.
Dimension door.
Disability, sure. Is it my turn now?
Yeah, sure.
I will poison spray again in her general vicinity, and as it is a cloud of gas, it should show her shape if she is invisible.
Yeah, I just thought, I mean, I allowed it the first time, but you do realise you're in a kind of an open plan railway, train, don't you? What I'm trying to imply is it gets a bit windy.
Yeah. I mean, it's only, that's why it's only got like a 10-foot range, I'm assuming, to account for it dissipating.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You normally for spells like this normally happen in rooms where there's no draft. You're traveling.
How much of a draft is there inside the Okay, fine. I won't argue with you.
Yeah, that's right. Don't argue with me. Come on, hurry up. We've got to make a decision.
I'm on the back of the train, and can I try and move into the carriage?
Yeah, you're kind of in the carriage. I'm trying to. I don't have a picture available of what the back of a train looks like, but if somebody wants to find one, they can.
I want to move into where the controls are.
Yeah, you can step
and I'm going to, as I step to where she was, I'm going to poison spray anyway. Can we just like reduce the range or something then if it's windy? Because it
yeah, well, sure. I'll tell you what, we'll nerf it by saying nothing happens. How about that?
Okay, fine. So that's my action, and my movement is
Stop
to
that train!
get towards the controls.
Yep, so you stand with the controls in front of you.
All right. Can I do Carmon, the player, knows nothing about mechanics, but Rosa is a scientist. So can I roll like some sort of check to see if I can have a rough idea of what lever might work?
Sure, you can roll me with an investigation with advantage.
Awesome.
That's the best deal you're going to get. Take it. Deal or no deal? Boom, boom, boom.
That is a 15.
Sure. Okay. Yep. You can see the lever that effectively is the forward or back lever.
I will pull the lever.
Pull the lever, Kronk. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was going for too.
Yeah, wrong lever. Wrong lever.
Okay. So so what happens is you haven't reduced the speed, but you've reduced the direction in which the train's going. So there's this almighty squealing noise as the wheels now start to slow down and then go back the other way.
Oh,
so
no.
your momentum's taking you forwards, but you're just waiting for the traction of the wheels. So they're getting very hot, and you smell kind of burnt grease. And after about 30 seconds, the train comes to a stop. Then you start heading backwards, picking up speed.
Okay. And can I roll a perception check during this to see whether I hear or notice anything that might indicate that the lady is still with me?
You can roll perception with disadvantage because of the noise of everything that's going on.
That's fair. Somehow that is freaking a dirty 20 with disadvantage.
Okay. So you have a feeling you're not alone.
Okay. Well, do we want to cut back to some of the others?
I think that's a good idea. Okay, who wants to do something? So the train, the steam locomotive has disappeared out. You can't see that anymore. The dwarf has ridden off. You can't see him anymore. The only thing you can really see is Egbert, who's still manacled in the mail car.
And I'm pacing his stuff.
Yeah, in those 5 minutes that Rosa's been off for, we probably would have rejoined in Anais in the carriage, and I've tied the horse up onto the railing of one of the carts.
You've manacled the horse as well.
No, the reins.
Yeah,
and I'll give him a little pat on the nose and take one of the rations out of my pocket and feed it to him.
So you've hitched the horse to the side of the carriage?
Yes.
Cool. All right.
So in all this time that Wookie's been up on top of the mail cart, she's just had her head in hands as she's lying on her belly, like with her feet kind of like kicking in the air, thinking about how amazing her friends are and how cool they are, and like, you know, just in a little world of her own. And once the others start coming back into the mail cart, she would have eventually started heading back down and in herself.
Cool. Yep, that sounds like something that somebody in this party would definitely do. It sounds like Wookie would actually love to play this game in real life. So yeah, that's what Wookie's going to do. Anais is on guard duty, effectively, I'm guessing.
Yeah, she's still a bit crankier now because she just got the Jesus.
Oh, that was ages ago. Wow, that was like 10 minutes ago.
All right. As everyone's sort of piling into the carriage, because don't forget, Timber and I would have missed the start of this adventure. We decided to go flying. I'm going to wait for you all to get back in here and go, I can't leave you guys alone for 10 minutes. What the hell is going on?
Bandits.
Okay.
No.
What do we do now? Like, what is the plan? Do we have a plan?
Well, you might not have noticed, but the steam engine's gone.
What?
Yeah. So it detached from the rest of the train and is gone. Rosa's tried to catch up with it. She turned into a horse halfway down. It was pretty cool.
I can do that, but better.
So to clarify, we're in the middle of the desert
Mhm.
on a train with
Mhm.
dead people and
Mhm.
no way to get out.
And I have a horse. And I'd like, yeah, just look at it.
I bought camping gear.
Thank you, Wookie. That's Wookie.
Just as well it didn't take the dining cart with it, so I'm sure they're well stocked.
True.
And I
Or
mean,
the saloon.
Oh, what about the two guards who were manacling Rosa and all that? Are they still around?
Yeah, so they're sat up against the side of the mail cart on the inside, so they're kind of seated on the floor, kind of just talking to each other about what crazy adventures are going to happen next in their careers.
Cool. But it's okay, because I found out there were 8, right? So 6 horsemen gone, Egbert here, and the old guy killed in the dining cart. So, boom, taken care of, right? No idea why the steam locomotives have gone off.
No, and you realise there's about 60 other passengers on this train, don't you? The other passengers
Well-
on this train.
Yeah, but they said there was 8 people working together. So
yeah.
Song's mind, it was the 6 that rode off, Egbert here, and the old guy who pulled a gun on us.
Absolutely. Cognitive
Mhm.
dissonance at its finest.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, I'll relay that information.
Okay.
Right. Well, what now?
What now? Well, I think it's probably high time we go back to Rosa, who's traveling backwards on a train.
yes, I'm going to turn to the rough direction where I think there might be someone and be like, look, pull my dagger out of my boot. It's the only freaking weapon I have. I'm pretty sure I dropped the rifle at some point. But look, your friends are dead. You don't need to be. The way I see it, if this locomotive crashes, you're on your own in the desert. Now let's be reasonable. Stop the train and we can come to an arrangement.
Okay. And you hear a voice say, "There's no point talking to me, love. I'm just a pigeon. I can't stop this train." and Pugsley flaps his wings from the back of the kind of the train area.
I'm going to say I don't hear any other voices, not the lady's voice.
I think it's pretty amazing. You can speak to Pugsley, to be honest, and you can hear his voice.
Yeah.
Even in horse form.
I'll say, Pugsley, can you go and find Song of the River and let her know that this locomotive is reversing at speed and I'm not entirely sure I know how to stop it.
Oh, that's not great. I'm certainly going to fly back, and I'll probably just shout something. Well, can she talk to me? Though?
Yeah, if you peck her on the head, she'll be able to speak to you.
Fine. Okay. If that doesn't work, you'll probably see her in about 4 minutes. I mean,
exactly. Just make sure you're not between where I'm going to be and the first carriage, because I don't think either are going to be intact for much longer.
I don't think most of the train's going to be intact unless you start slowing down. Anyway, I'm not an expert. I'll see you later. And he flies off.
Thank you. And then I'm going to turn my attention back to the controls, sort of keeping an ear out in case I hear movement or something from the lady. But my main concern now is not dying in a horrific train wreck. And I will be trying to figure out which one of the controls is the brake.
Okay. So you can roll me just a straight investigation.
It's a big one to your right, and just pull that.
So that is an 18, but I'm going to burn 5 points of luck to try and figure out what one is the break to make it a 23.
Sure. So with the 23, you definitely know which lever's the brake. However, you would also know as a kind of pseudo engineer that braking is one thing, but unless you turn the power off, the brakes will burn up eventually. You need to stop the power and then apply the brakes. That much you'll know with the 23.
Okay, and this is a coal-powered
Yep.
locomotive, yeah? Going into a heating water that I'm assuming is in some kind of container?
So in front of you, there's a raging hot fire like that you would be shoveling coal in. Coal is not really the issue. The fact that you've got a lot of steam is probably more of an issue because that's where the power comes from.
Okay. Sure.
Beep, beep.
I will look out the back, use mold earth to lift up 5 foot of dirt from the sand next to the train. And I'm going to dump that into the engine where the coal is to decrease the heat.
Okay.
Yeah, like smothering a fire with
Yep, sure. Yep, you do that. I'll allow that to
sand,
happen.
which I'll hopefully will decrease some of the steam. I will then apply the brake.
Okay.
And does it look like the water compartment where the steam is coming from can be pierced with a dagger? Because if so, I will also stab the water compartment.
Okay, so going through things step by step, you put the fire out. There's still plenty of steam in the boiler, and there's no way on earth you should ever try to pierce a pressurized steam vessel.
Actually, yeah, that's probably true.
Know that with your 25. You should find another way to release the pressure.
By the door.
Under
So before I come back to you, Rosa, Pugsley flies and finds the giant cat because normally, you know, obviously pigeons fly towards giant cats.
Yum.
And he flies and he skillfully executes a really good peck to the forehead.
Ow! What was that for?
It's just a message. You probably don't know me. Hi, I'm Pugsley. I'm a pigeon. And,
Wait, I can talk to him?
Well,
Without casting?
Rosa seems to think you can, so let's just...
Okay, cool.
It's just canon now.
Yeah. Druids can talk to Pugsley.
No, Pugsley can talk to Druids, apparently.
Yeah.
He says, I don't want to alarm you or anything, but I'm not going to hang around long because the good news is Rosa has got control of the steam locomotive.
Fantastic.
The bad news is it's now heading back at full steam this way, and I'm not quite sure she knows how to slow it down. If I was you, and I'm not because I'm a pigeon, you'd probably want to get people off the train.
Evacuate. I'll just turn to everyone else. The steam engine's coming back fast. We need to get everybody off this train now. And I'll relay it to the guards as well and hopefully start rushing out to the carriage and just be like, everyone off the train. Come on, guys. Let's get everyone off the train.
Okay, just...
If this were a movie, we could just run down screaming off the train and people would mysteriously drop off the train.
All right, just
Evacuate.
Okay, so what I'm going to do...
Danger.
Because this is going to be fun. I'm going to see how... Because one thing I always feel that sometimes in these high tension moments in a game like D&D is the fact that there's a distinct tangible lack of tension. So we're going to introduce tension into the game. So you can now see that I've set the timer for 3 minutes.
Oh, shit.
So what before I start this going, so what's going to happen is that Rosa's going to have 3 minutes to come up with a solution that satisfies my needs. You also have 3 minutes to evacuate the train. It's not going to be like combat. I'm going to go through the list of people and I'm going to ask you to roll hold on. So there's 60 people on the train. And I'm going to ask each person in order to roll me a D6. Okay, that number I want somebody to keep a track on is how many people you get off per that person. Does that make sense?
Ooh.
All right. So is everyone clear on that?
I'll take notes.
Right. Cool. I want to make sure I don't miss anyone. Oh, hold on. All right.
Just put all the numbers next to the carriages.
Yeah. So as long as you okay. So I'm going to start. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in the order that I've got in front of me. So I just want you to pay attention to this. The order that I'm going to go to people is Ikbo, Song, Wookie, Anais, Rosa, and Carswell. Any questions? No? Okay. Igbo, roll me a d6, please.
I also want to point out that Ikor will be looking after himself, and if it gets to the stage where it's going to be him or them, he's definitely getting off the train.
Totally fine. So
3.
So 3 people are off. Next will be Song.
I want to unhitch my horse first.
Okay, that's your go for this go. Wookie.
3.
Cool. Anais.
4.
Cool. Rosa, roll me a d20.
Sorry, Ikbo, what did you roll?
3.
That is 3.
You rolled a 3 for what, on a d20?
Yes.
Okay, you're still not close to working out how to slow down. Carswell, roll me a d6.
4.
4. Ikbo, roll me a d6.
4.
Cool. Song, roll me a d6.
1.
Cool. Wookie.
3.
3. Anais.
6.
Wait.
Cool. Rosa, roll me a d20.
8.
No, that's not good enough. Carswell, roll me a d6.
4.
Okay, Song, how many have you cut off at the moment?
10, 14, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 26, 32. 32.
Okay, just over halfway. We're just under halfway. Okay, so back to Igbo.
4.
Cool. Song.
3.
Wookie.
6.
Wookie, 6. Okay, Anais.
2.
2. Rosa, roll me a d20.
That's an 11. Can I burn my last 4 points
Jesus.
to bump that to 15?
You can.
Okay.
So you've started to slow the train down. So what I'll do is I'll pause this for for another 3 people. So Carswell,
5.
Igbo,
1.
Song.
2.
Timer starts again. Wookie.
6. 6.
Again. Okay. Anais.
I've had 2 3s and 2 6s.
1.
Cool. Rosa, roll me a d20.
18.
Okay. So I shall pause it for another. I shall pause it for 4 this time. So Carswell,
3.
Igbo,
5.
Song,
2.
Wookie,
How many people are on this train?
5.
60. Anais.
Oh, we're past 60.
Yeah, we're up to 72.
All right. So I'm gonna keep the countdown going because I'm gonna stick with Rosa now. Rosa, roll me a d20.
That is a 11.
Okay, not good enough. Roll me another d20. I want you to roll me a 19 or a 20.
Oh.
13. 8.
Come on.
16. Come
Oh,
on.
Ikor is no longer anywhere near this train.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
Igbo,
gone back out and
I've
got my
moved away.
horse.
20
Moving
seconds.
away.
Rosa.
13.
Keep
Come
going.
on. I'm going.
Jump.
5.
Jump.
8 seconds.
Get off.
17.
Get
One
off.
last roll.
Get off.
10.
Oh, yeah, this is why you need. Are you rolling digitally?
I'm rolling digitally.
Okay.
You
So,
need your actual dice. That'd be faster.
okay. So let's go through the good news and the bad news scenarios. So the good news is you managed in that 3 minutes effectively to get all the passengers off the train and out of danger's way. Cool pen trick, by the way. The news isn't so rosy for Rosa. You didn't manage to slow down the train. Well, you did a bit. However, you did reverse and smash into the it was the restaurant car. Okay, so you're going to have to take some damage, and I'm going to work out. I don't suppose Google tells you how much damage you would do at 50 kilometers an hour in a steam locomotive going into a dining car.
Elf lady too, right?
I mean,
If someone's going to work it out, it will be Carmon.
D&D logic is 1d6 per 10 feet falling damage.
Yeah, falling damage. How many hit points you got, Rosa?
Like 20 something.
20 something. What's the
20
something?
26.
26. I'll take 20 of them then.
Okay.
So the locomotive.
I mean, not okay, but I don't have a choice, so sure.
Yeah. So the locomotive smashes into and totals the restaurant car. You get flung from the locomotive as you're just flailing at knobs and dials and levers, and you take 20 damage, and you've burned all your luck now as well. So the good news is, in terms of the 60 passengers now standing, 60 passengers plus you guys now standing in the desert, the locomotive still works. However, there's a smashed up restaurant car. And yeah, it's not looking particularly rosy for those who don't like living in the desert.
And not rosy for Rosa.
Can I ask, so if the bard lady was still on the train, I assume getting flung from the car would have broken her concentration. So does a person appear also being flung from the car?
No.
Okay.
You do see Gregor though. Gregor is just sitting away from the railway tracks, kind of where the steam locomotive used to be. He looks a bit dazed and perplexed, to be honest.
Fair enough.
Can Wookie jog over to Rosa and give her a big hug and cast Cure Wounds?
You can.
Yes, please do.
1 second.
And Pugsy flies over as well, says, wow, that was awesome.
Anais.
I turn to Pugsley and I'm like, you're getting so many breadcrumbs.
I know, right? I'm actually going to give Pugsy an inspiration point as well, because he kind of helped rescue all those passengers by his... It was like watching Lassie, to be honest.
He's a hero, a national hero.
Yeah, and for those, anyone watching from the Disney Corporation, if you want to buy my idea of Pugsley the Wonder Pigeon, we can talk.
So the steam locomotive itself still works?
Yeah, it looks still in. Yeah, it's pretty robustly made. So. Okay,
I have an idea. If we
I have an idea. It's called taking a nap.
Yeah,
short resting, perhaps a long rest.
You have no part in this. You crashed our train. You just go nap somewhere.
You guys let the train leave.
So I'm just muting Rosa for now.
Yeah.
Rosa.
She's in no
15.
position.
How about we all take the steam train on to the next station, send help back for all the passengers staying nice and cozy in the carriage.
We take everyone.
How?
If all 60 of us work together and tip the restaurant over, we can reconnect this locomotive up to the first class carriage and continue on as normal.
And that's freaking teamwork.
But I need someone pretty persuasive to get 60 people to work together.
Wookie. Yeah, ask her nicely.
If only there was a bard, like a silver tongue or something that can.
I know, right?
That is my idea.
So, Rosa gets a +5 to persuasion. So she's very roughed up and covered in dirt at the moment, so I don't know how.
Yeah. Given you've just caused this. You've just,
how are you looking, Rosa? Because I've healed you for 15.
15. I'm still looking a bit worse for wear.
I'm going to...
So I'll do a second one.
I say she's fine.
For another 14.
Wow, she's looking
okay, I'm looking much better now.
I'm going to conjure up some good berries, and I'm going to be like, they're only like 1 hit point each, I'm pretty sure.
We've got 60 of them for all the passengers and the horse.
No, so I've got 10. So anyone who looks injured, I'm just going to walk up to them and be like, you can have one. And
the berry
you can have a berry.
Yeah. You can have a berry.
Take the berry from the stranger.
This will help with the pain.
While they're doing that, I'm going to go try and find out what's happening with Gregor, because he does not look head right.
So just before you do, were you going to try to attempt to persuade the masses?
That depends. Has he actually politely asked me yet?
Yeah, I assumed he had. I mean,
Yeah,
not
that was me not politely asking you, but
Subtly hinting.
inferring that you should be the one to do this.
Fine. All
Okay,
right.
so
I
Anais, what you're going to do? Anais, what you're going to do is you're going to roll me your percentage dice, please, and the number has got to be above 60.
Do I overhear their conversation about Anais persuading people?
No,
No, because you ran off to heal Rosa.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm
too far
giving
away.
a good berry to Anais, and as I give her a good berry too, I'll touch her and cast guidance.
Thank you.
Ooh. So what does guidance do?
It only adds a
The
D4 to your number
D4
rolled.
roll.
Okay. So what did you roll?
That's what I'm asking. What's the percentage on again?
You roll 2 d10s, and one's got double digits and one's got single digits. So double digits.
If you're doing it online, it's a D100.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Oh yeah. 1D. I didn't even know we could do that. Let's give that a crack. Did you mean a D100? Yes, I did.
Are you sure?
Steam train.
Rolling. Rolling. Do the thing.
It's still rolling.
63.
Rolling.
That's fine. So the you convinced the crowd that Ikbo's got a fairly good idea.
Lend me your ears.
And
Sorry.
and they all help and they all push, and after about half an hour they managed to unhitch the car from the one behind it, the first class, and they rolled it off onto its side and cleared the train. And I will also, as a gimme, allow the train to be rehitched to the first class.
Before it's pushed over, can I just raid the wreckage for some leftover pastries for Pugsley?
If you do that, I will definitely inflict some wounds on you because the restaurant car is smashed up.
I am willing to take some wounds to get Pugsley his pastries. He has earned them.
Okay, you can enter the shattered restaurant car and roll investigation with disadvantage because not everything is where it should be.
That's only a 9.
Yeah, you don't really find anything. You can do me a dexterity saving roll now.
Okay. Well, that's not very nice. That's a 5.
Wow, I'm starting to think that the crowd of 60 people push it over with you inside it. To be honest.
I mean, I'm happy to go with that as canon if you want. Ikbo sees Rosa go in and it's just like, shh, nobody,
Yeah.
not going to mention it.
You take 3 damage.
That's basically getting shot with a gun.
I know, basically being shot.
Yeah.
While clearing the wreckage, I'll help, like, stand next to Gregor, helping move stuff, and be like, "That was crazy, wasn't it, Gregor?"
It was crazy. I did not know Rosa could drive train.
Well, apparently she can't.
Yeah. I know someone who can, and he points over to the fact that there's somebody in an engineer's uniform that has a distinct like bear claw marks across his chest. He's not well. He seemed to have been hit by a bear. I'm not sure how.
I look around. Do I see any other bear folk around?
You can definitely see one, but not
Any other? Yeah, just him.
Yeah, just him.
Are you feeling all right, Gregor?
Well, I kind of think I may have had a cat nap. Excuse the expression, but a nap earlier. My mind go blank. I do not know what happened.
Okay.
And my claws have blood on them as well. See, and he puts them in your face.
Like just hold his hand, like comparing, just glancing over the engineer.
Yeah, if this was CSI Edisonia, you'd think, yeah, we have a suspect here.
You don't remember how this happened?
No, I don't.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure, yeah.
Because I have this. Oh, can I do? That's a nat 20.
Yeah. He has no. You genuinely believe he has no idea what happened.
Would I kind of be, because I have the charm person spell, would I kind of be able to put together words would that have been what have caused it?
You know, Arcana check, please. And I'm just going to come to Rosa after this.
12, 11.
Yeah, it has the taste of magic about it. Okay,
Okay.
Rosa.
I'm just going to make sure that I let everybody else know that there was the bard on the train with me, and I'm pretty sure she went invisible.
Yeah.
And I don't know where she is now, but if everyone can keep an eye out.
For an
Someone we
invisible
can't see.
person.
I got it.
The bard lady may still be around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Did she
and all-
disappear?
all 60
I
passengers
ask
go.
more description for the bard lady.
Yeah, we'll assume that happens.
Yes.
I will just point out to Song, particularly because you're with Gregor, that the driver appears to be either A, unconscious, or B, dying.
Oh, I thought you meant he was like just standing there. Okay, well, I will go with some like just standing around going, ouch, bam. Okay, yeah, I will definitely go over to him
And throw berries at him.
and throw berries in it. No. I will call Wookie over.
Okay.
Wookie,
I trot over.
it appears to be maybe the driver. I think he needs some attention.
I
Oh,
pat him on the
time
head
is there.
and pat some cure wounds into him.
Yeah, that's fine. He for expediency, I'll make sure Gregor kind of walks off by this stage, and the driver comes too, saying, I do not know what happened. I was attacked by a bear in my engine. What is lost? I do not know what happened.
Well, your engine is still okay. Can't say as much for the dining cart, but we've got it. We're going to get it hitched up to the first class, and you can take us on our way.
My God, what happened to the train?
Someone took it. It came
Bandits.
back.
Oh, my
Bandits.
God. Yeah. And so, he's kind of scratching his head, and he's sort of headed back up to the footplate of the engine and starts to, who put my fire out?
Bandits.
Bandits put fire out. Bandits everywhere.
I point at Rosa.
Rosa's trying to look as nonchalant as possible.
It's kind of midday sunnish. It's getting very hot and arid and the engineer is going to slowly sort out the steam engine situation. But everyone.
Back on the train.
Yep. So everyone get back on the train.
I won't get
gonna
back on the train. Is there a way to load livestock onto this train?
Sure. What would effectively happen is Rosa would use her mover to make a ramp up to, and you can actually probably get the horse now into the side of the armored carriage.
Yeah.
All right,
Can I
we'll do that.
point
That
out-
giant hole.
It's a spider climb. It can just walk into the car.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
No,
Sure.
too much
Oh,
fun.
and it's only an
Oh,
hour.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone's back on the train, and by the time it gets to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you hear a whistle and a hoop from the engine, and you feel the rock of carriages as you start to head away on the train again, leaving presumably all the dead bodies from earlier, just to where the buzzards can get them. That's fine. Nobody's. I'll tell you what, I'll allow you to just shove them all into one of the holes that Rosa created, just like a mass grave.
Brilliant.
And we will start next session as you pull into the station at Zircon City.
Does that mean we get a nap between now and then?
I will allow you to take a long rest.
Yay!
Okay. And
Anais did it at the bar.
Okay. So what you do in that time for your long rest is up to you. We shall join things for Chapter 8 as you draw into the station at Zircon City. I'd like to just thank everyone for watching on Facebook. If you've been watching this on YouTube, I'd like to thank you as well. I'll be posting here once a week. I forgot to mention at the beginning that everyone has got these lovely Distant Grey backgrounds. It occurred to me earlier in the week that it's the last episode that we're going to do in June. Of course, June being Pride Month, obviously we fully support diversity and Pride Month here at Distant Grey. So I hope you liked our backgrounds. I'm kind of thinking we should keep them, although that's a bit unfair to Jezza at the moment, but he'll get his camera sorted, that's fine. But I do actually like the look. I think we look really, really specky, so awesome for that. So yeah, just a very quick reminder, check us out on Facebook, on YouTube. Please hit subscribe once you get to 50 subscribers. We will do a special one-shot that will be totally different to this campaign, and it will be super fun. I mean, this is super fun, but different super fun. So once we get to 50, I'll work on that. And obviously, yeah, please listen to the podcast, Spotify, etc. You can find our details for that on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm going to go around and thank Stuart for turning up. You could obviously have an opportunity to say anything you wish.
You should thank me for turning up and save the train.
Well, thank you for turning up and saving the train. Yes.
You're all welcome. Stuart here. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We're always keen for feedback.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to Sheena.
Do the things he said. Sweet dreams, everyone. Take care, and enjoy adventuring.
Absolutely. And we're now going to go to Kirra.
I only want good feedback, so if it's not good, don't tell me.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Cool. Jezza.
Thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully I'll sort out my camera situation for next time.
Awesome. Thank you. And Alyce.
Thanks very much for watching, guys. See you next time.
Thank you. And lucky last, we have Carmon.
Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. See you next week.